I'm pretty sure that almost every one of us that are watching will want to buy something in the lower to medium price range, and it more than likely won't be this high. And build it up, make it better, have that passion for the car to build it up and do it your way and do it right, and walk away and say, I did this to the car. I bought the car when it was shit. It was falling apart. It was fucking ugly. And now look at it. Now it's awesome, and it's because of me. What's up, guys? So I had a bit of spare time, and I thought, let me put this video together. And what is the one common thing that us car guys do? That one common thing is going online, browsing, looking at second-hand cars, looking at some new cars, and for us, it's JDM cars, Skylines, Supras, RX7's, etc. So I figured, let's just look at a couple international sites, local South African sites, look at high prices, low prices, look at some cars, talk shit. So obviously this is Trade Car View. I'm sure most of you guys know about this site. This is some site in Japan where you can look at specific vehicles and see who's selling them, get prices on shipping, and get it sent from Japan to your country or your destination. So Skylines, got it set to low to high. So the cheapest Skyline on here right now is this R32 GTR. Let's take the top 3 lowest ones of every type of car. So you got 22% off on this one. Buy it now or not. So it looks like stock intercooler, a bit of road rash in the front. Number plate holders look a bit funky. Engine bay looks pretty good, to be honest. Obviously the intake manifold, that gets a bit flaky and that comes off. There's some stabilizer brace on there. Strut bar. He's got intakes on. Looks average. So this is an 89. It's pretty old. First one to come out. The bonnet looks like it's aftermarket. I don't know what make this is, but there's some vents on it. And also, let me go back to it. Looks like fiberglass. Definitely fiberglass. Might look cool with a different picture, but oh, he's got a Mines 320 kph dash. That's quite nice. Yeah, anyway, spending too much time on this car. Let's have a look at another one. So 103,000 grey. I'll leave that open for now. Let's look at a silver one. And this one here too. So that looks alright. You can see the wing's been pulled off. It's got some weird looking rims on it. The front bumper's black. It doesn't have the N1 kit on it. I particularly like the N1 kit. Makes the car look quite neat. I've got the N1 kit on mine. This was on the back of my car, but that kind of came off. My opinion, it looks pretty shitty without the wing. And to be honest, I don't think the 32 looks good without the stock original wing. See, he's got some bonnet clips on there. And this looks pretty stock other than the intakes. This has been changed. Color's been changed on that. Otherwise, looks pretty stock. Don't know what the fuck that is about. But someone wrote some shit on there. I'm guessing that's the mileage. Original mileage. Well, I don't know what the fuck it is. Here's the mileage. 72,000 k's. And it's got a roll cage. And missing all the fucking shit in here. So this was probably a race car. Yeah, look, the ECU's lying on the floor. This was probably an ex-race car. Guys try to get it back to stock with random parts, and now they're selling it for $12,000. Oh, look at that. That looks like my car. Okay, I would not buy this car. It looks pretty wanked. Next. Jesus, look at these photos. Where do they take these photos of? A pineapple. Okay, let's skip this. Okay, let's change it up. Let's go look at the most expensive ones. So what's out there? Okay, those are asking prices. Okay, so the first couple obviously are R35s. Those are the most expensive. Yeah, here's an R34 V-Spec. Let's open that and let's take this guy here too. Now that is pimping. I have no idea what make bonnet that is. This could be a charge speed or a Cybon, stand for correction. Wing looks pretty awesome. Actually, then the whole wide body kit thing looks pretty awesome. Oil filter relocation kit. Now this is exactly what I'm going to be doing at some stage. Oil catch can, oil filter relocation kit. Exactly where this is. So obviously on the R34 there's a lot more space. I'm moving my battery to the rear and I'm going to be doing this. Oh, that looks cool. I need to do this aluminium pipework at some stage. Anyway, enough about my car. We're looking at other people's cars. 68,000 Ks, 99 model. That's pretty cool. And that's not cool. $68,000. That's a fuck ton of money. Okay, moving on. Nice. V-Spec 2. $60,000. Or about 700,000 Rand in my currency. Dollar to Rand is currently 1350. Yeah. That is a lot of money. Sorry, 809,000 Rand. Plus you got to pay import duties, tax, blah, 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 you name it. This car's going to set you back 1.1, 1.2 before it lands in South Africa. Okay. Let's change it up. Let's look at some other brands. So let's just look at the Supra. So, Toyota. Supra. 44 of them for sale. How many Skylines are for sale? Let's go take a look at that quickly. Where are we? Nissan Skyline GTR 108. And again, let's start from low to high. Trying to be consistent on this shit. Okay, so $4,000 will get you that. Whatever that may be. I'm not going to bother opening this guy because I don't like those box-shaped ones. I think it's a Mark III. We're only looking at Mark IVs right now. And let's go slightly higher. Let's go for this one, $6,000. Cool, so 95, it is a SZ. I think the SZ was the normally aspirated model. I'm a GTR man, so I stand for correction. Let's see when we get to the engine bay. Jesus Christ, what happened to that rim? Well, okay, so the tires are S800, and this is a stern rim. And this is some other piece of shit tire with some fucking terrible ring that, you know what, let's just move on. Interior looks pretty neat. Actually looks pretty decent, the interior. Decent for a $4,000 car, I mean. That shit would come right off, and plus it's an auto. I mean, you can drop the box, you can change it to a manual quite cheap. Cool. Blah blah blah. Interior 138,000 Ks. There we go. It's a normally aspirated 2JZ GTE is the turbo model. This is just 2JZ something. 2JZ GE, I think. Ah, fuck it. I don't know. I'm not a Supra guy, so I know the 2JZ GTE that's on the big boy. That's a 3-liter twin turbo. Let me know in the comments. Hit me up. I'd love to own one right now, but they've been pulled off the collector's item list in South Africa. You cannot import them legally right now. There are a whole bunch of them running around the streets. Probably a lot more than there are R32s. However, our numbers are climbing, as a lot more people are starting to buy the R32s. Okay, where were we? So look, if I could import this car, I'd probably bring it in. I mean, it's $4,000. It's about 50,000 rand. Call it 100,000 by the time it lands here. Maybe about $7,000 or $8,000 before it lands in the States, or wherever the hell you guys are importing it to. Strip it, change the motor, change the box. Obviously suspension, brakes. Throw away those rims. Burn that rim. And carry on from there. Or couple $100 more and you're looking at this guy. So it looks neat. It's got a nice exhaust on it. Maybe not. Never mind. It's got some weird spats at the back. Some shitty rims again. It's the normally aspirated model. Looks a lot cleaner though. Oh, fuck yeah. The interior looks 10 times better. I'd buy this car and I'll change the motor and I'll change the gearbox. What the fuck happened here on the back seat? That looks dodgy. Okay. Supra. Goodbye, Supra. Okay, 99, $6,000. I'm guessing it's awesome. There we go. Normally aspirated piece of shit. Blah blah blah. I'd rather buy the other ones. Okay, let's close that. We're wasting time. Or not. We could stay all night, talk shit. High to low. Why not? Let's go for this one. $32,000. Hell of a lot cheaper than buying a Skyline, or the R34 rather, with that V-spec. That was $59,000. Let's close this fucking turd. That wheel's gonna give me nightmares. Okay, so King Buyer is the seller. $32,000. Let's do this for interest sake. How much is it to South Africa? Nearest port is Durban. That's exactly where I live. I think it was about $1,000 the last time I checked. Yeah, you see the price has gone up. So it's about $1,100. That's pretty cool. So let's look at this car. Okay, there's your 2JZ GTE. So guys generally put a big single turbo around here somewhere. Big intake, etc. Turbo's obviously sitting back here. There's your intake for it. You know, just going back to this photo, either the photo was taken very poorly or this doesn't look so clean, for the price at least. Red is horrific. Does have some pretty cool gauges, maybe a bit too many. I think that's a tach meter. I'd throw that in the bin. Turbo timer. Steering wheel's fucked up. No thank you. Cool seat. Red, I don't know. Rims are better than the last one. It's got Brembos. That's awesome. Okay. Defi gauges. Big money. It's definitely got a Defi controller somewhere. Defi gauges are awesome. If you got the money, that's a cool car. 102,000 kilometers, not bad. Or maybe it is bad, I don't know. 25,000 US dollars. Next one. 162,000 Ks. Okay, the other one had much better mileage. This one looks pretty cool though. There we go, that looks better. So I'm guessing this is still a stock turbo. It looks stock here. Tappet cover's been, or rocker cover, that's been painted. That looks like a Apexy AVCR. Gauges there. Car seats. Don't even know if these seats are standard. Anyway, boring. Anything else in the Toyota range? No. There's one more in Nissan, but we'll come back to that. So Mazda, only one Mazda, and that's the RX-7, 13B rotary with a Wankel engine, rear-wheel drive, FD3S. That's all we're going to look at. So low to high again. That's an FC. That's an FC. Here's the first one, FD3S. Now I've been pushing my dad to get one of these for a long time now. He collects old vintage cars all the way from 1919, all the way to some shit like 1960, something in 1970. Got Model A Ford, Model Ts, etc. Stuff that really doesn't interest me. If you guys want to see it, hit me up in the comments. We'll do some video on it. Anyway, what I was getting at is he's into his old crap. And the other day he mentioned to me, you know what car he really likes? And he said to me, it's the Mazda Rx-7. I almost fell off my chair. When I heard this, I was like, holy crap, okay, that's one of my favorite cars. That's rear-wheel drive, all that I've mentioned. It's been in Wangang, Midnight, Initial D, you name it. It's the ultimate cult car, one of them at least. And he likes it. So I've been trying to push him to buy one, except there's always a freaking Jaguar or some old crap that keeps coming up, and that gets bought first. Anyway, enough venting. Here's one for 6,800. Here's one for 6,800. And let's look at these three. So here's one 4,400. Looks a bit poked. Looks like someone made this themselves and crashed it a little bit. Wing is awesome. That looks weird. I'm guessing that's some sort of event. The intake does sit on the side, as far as I know. Yeah, but not street legal, I guess. So this light has been pulled out, and that's kind of feeding some fresh air into there. This car looks like it's been raped. Hey, that's my steering wheel. That's pretty cool. No idea what that is. I don't know, turbo timer, something. Blah blah blah. So many of these models have the seatbelts thing all torn. Okay, this one's not so bad, but I mean some of them are torn and broken, and it pisses me off. I mean, how do you ruin your rear seats like that? Okay, there's some rust. That looks like the oil cooler there. Yeah, I don't know. I would not buy this car. Okay, next. $6,800. $7,500 if I want to get a Durban. This looks cool. Nice steering wheel, nice seats, nice gauges, nice placement for the gauges. Very cool placement. That looks like your boost gauge right in the center. So very driver focused. And let's just go back to this pic. If you're sitting in the seat, I've only ever sat in an RX-7 once, probably about eight years ago at least. And when you're in the car, it's very driver focused. I mean, your left hand is right here by the handbrake. You've got so much control. You're propped up nicely. This does look like an off-the-market seat. I was in a stock seat, and you just have that sense that the car is all about the driver. And I've always loved the car. What have we got there? It looks like some sort of turbo timer. Might be wrong. Broad seats are awesome. Yeah, leather's a bit poked. Yeah, anyway. Engine bay looks pretty neat. Looks pretty stock. Those are some silicone hoses. I'm guessing something was done with the boost. Otherwise, the car looks good. Defi gauges. Defi control unit. That looks like it's in the glove compartment. Probably would have mounted it somewhere a little bit better. I probably would have mounted it here. Right there. Okay, next. Another one. Okay, let's just run through this quickly. Stock steering wheel, that's nice. Stock steering wheel is in very good condition. Shitty gear knob. Turbo timer. Very shitty gear knob. It looks like someone cut out a fucking tree and decided to put it on there. No. Little bit of scuffs there. Cool. That's cool. Oh, that is neat. That is very neat. Those are aftermarket, but this is still very neat. I like it. Blitz dump valve. I had one of those. I gave one of those to a friend of mine. Shitty exhaust. Tane coilovers. Super Street, I guess. Blitz stereo timer. And BBS wheels. Blah, 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 blah. Let's just look at one expensive example. I know for the most part, and I'm pretty sure that almost every one of us that are watching will want to buy something in the lower to medium price range, and it more than likely won't be this high. And build it up, make it better, have that passion for the car to build it up and do it your way and do it right, and walk away and say, I did this to the car. I bought the car when it was shit. It was falling apart. It was fucking ugly. And now look at it. Now it's awesome, and it's because of me. So I myself, even if I had the money, I would not buy something like this. This is just too neat. It's too complete. And it's the reflection of someone else. It's not me. It is cool though. What does Pioneer DVD player? Electronic toll collection system. I think Scotty Cranmer had this in his GTR, 32, when he brought it into the States, and he was very confused on what this was. That thing talks to you, and I'm guessing you put your credit card or debit card inside, and it deducts money every time you go through a toll. Okay, over that. What else? Let's stick to a few cars. So we've looked at GTRs, we've looked at Supras, we've looked at the RX-7, and obviously there's a whole lot of other cool JDM cars. And if you guys like this video, let me know. Please let me know in the comments. I'll do another one. But let's stick to 4 cars for the night. And if you do like this, I'll make another video just like this. So there's obviously Honda S2000s, there's Honda NSXs, I can go on and on and on. Let's look at the last one, and that's going to go back to the Nissan brand. Oh, sorry, I can't forget Subarus. I've had 9 of them in the past. Most of them shit. Some of them not. Regardless, I had 9. That's a whole different story on its own. I'll tell you guys in the future. Nissan, Silvia, S15, Spec R, Spec S, whatever, you give it to me, I'll take it. I would love one as a daily driver, just to get to work and back. I had the opportunity to go by about 6 years ago. There's not many in South Africa. I think there's probably under 10. There was one 2 kilometers from where I lived, and it was more of a swap the Subaru and pay in a little bit of cash, and I lost out on that deal. I decided against it, and I kind of regret that. But then again, I probably wouldn't have had the GTR if it didn't do that and stick with the Subaru. We'll get into this one day. I'll tell you guys what happened to the whole Subaru story. Okay, again, so let's pick this. 1, 2, 3, and let's go high to low. I'm just going to take the first one. Okay, so we're sticking with the S15s. So, first one, Spec S. I don't know why it's so special, but it's got fog lamp and alloy wheels. What else are you going to have? Cardboard. Okay, this one doesn't have the wing. It makes it look butt ugly. You got to have that stock wing. I don't want to look at this car anymore, so I'm just going to go kill that. And this one's got the wing. But this is a fucking S14. I don't want to see the S14. There. S15. This is the exact color that I was supposed to get. And it pisses me off. The car is still in Durban. That's the wing. This car is awesome. Rear wheel drive. SR20 DE in this case. This one is non-turboed. This is the spec S. The spec R has the SR20 DET. And I think it's like 200 horsepower. S15 spec R horsepower. Blah 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 blah. I don't know, 250 horsepower. I'll put it on the screen. It'll pop up in front of you guys. Let's go back to this. Okay, so I think this gauge is stock. That's your oil pressure. I think. Yeah, it looks like oil pressure to me. Stock steering wheel, awesome. I love these vents. A lot of people put gauges in place of these vents. It's pretty cool. Nice rims. For $3,000, that is absolutely piss all money. It's an auto, it's a non-turbo, but fuck it. You can spend 20,000 Rand, let's say under $2,000. You can put an SR20 DET in, you can put a manual 5-speed, and you're done. And do it yourself. It's not that difficult to do. Another one, electronic toll collection system. It's got back boxes. Looks like a stock car, to be honest. Looks like nobody's touched it. Wheels are pretty cool. So it's got these small 2-piston calipers, single piston in the back. Yeah, the engine bay is clean. It's very clean. I don't know what that's all about. But that motor would come out if this was in my hands. I like it. 101,000 kilometers, 2-liter petrol, silver, blah blah blah. It's an awesome car. Let's look at local quickly. So this is a South African site. I think it's also in Australia, if I'm not mistaken. But Gumtree is what 99% of South Africans go to when they're looking for a car or a used car. So let me show you guys what's on here. We're just going to type Nissan GTR. We're going to set it to vehicles, cars, and buckies. If you don't know what a bucky is a truck or a van. It's an Afrikaans word. Now, I'm English speaking. I don't speak Afrikaans. I had to learn it when I was in school, but a bucky is a van or a truck. Okay, so GTR is 1.4 million 2014 Black Edition. And you can see it's the same fucking GTR for sale for the last few days. There's a whole lot of more 35s. There's a 300ZX that came into the mix. And there's someone here paying top dollar. And there's a 350Z. And that's it. Then there's some chop here wanting a Nissan Skyline R32 GTR. Doesn't matter what variant, any condition, driving or not, he wants to pay 150,000. He will not find one for 150,000. I'm getting offers of just under 300,000 Rand for mine, and higher. And mine is not even that clean, or at least in my eyes. Okay, so there's fuck all GTRs here. If you look at Nissan S15s, oops, there won't be any for sale at all. S14, maybe one. Oh, look at that. There's one for sale. Now, we have something called the Nissan 200SX, which technically is the 180SX. It's got the CA18, DET, etc. But some fucking idiot along the line decided to call it the Nissan 200SX, and now all of them in South Africa are called the 200SX, not a 180. This does not have the SR20. If you look at it, it's got CA18 DET, blah blah blah. CA18 DET. This one's got an RB25 Neo conversion. 65,000, 70,000, 100,000, blah blah blah. A lot of money for an old car that's... Look, it's a cool car. I'd buy one, but I'd buy one for like 30 grand and I'd do a lot to it. Here's that S14. These are not local plates. I doubt you can register this car in South Africa. But you guys can already see we battle to get cars here. They're shit for sale. Let me type in Toyota Supra, and you will see the ridiculous amount of money it costs to get a Supra in South Africa, if there is one for sale. I think there was one a little while back. I think it was a red one, and it was like 500,000 rand, 40-something thousand dollars, I guess. No. Wait, what's that? Okay, here's one. I don't think this one's registered. You cannot drive it on the road. He wants 300,000 rand for it. Some dude called Laverne. Amazon Toyota. He's in Durban. Car is not used and parked. No papers. Can use for legs drags only. So he's got 1,000 horsepower setup, and you can never use this on the road. So this is fucking useless for me. I wouldn't buy a car like this. This came across from the border. We've got Botswana next door, Lesotho, Swaziland. Guys go across there. They bring cars across somehow, but they cannot be driven on South African roads. I don't want something like this. I want something I can drive, enjoy, track it, take it to events, drive it back home, etc., etc., etc. So that's it. There's just shit for sale. However, if I type in Subaru STR, there are tons of them. There's one there. There's another one, 2005. But we're not looking at Subarus today. There's tons. What else? What else were we talking about? Nissan GTR, Silvia, RX7. There's a bunch of RX7s that did come into the country at some stage. People are still importing them. They are, however, still scarce. Here's one for sale, 130,000. What else? Lots of FCs. FDs are scarce. There's only one for sale. A dude called Tosh is selling his car. Looks okay. Aluminium pipework. Those are just joints that they put together. There's a dump valve. Nothing special. Oil filter relocation kit. Fuel pressure regulator. The boost hoses. Legally imported and officially registered in South Africa. 86,000 kilometers. And he's done a whole bunch of work. I still wouldn't buy it. I'd want, like I said, I'd buy a car that I could do the work on myself, so I can have the satisfaction knowing that it's mine and I did everything. So guys, this is it. Something different. Guys, hit me up on the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you'd like to see more of these. We can do other cars. We can look at Subaru STR, Evos. We can look at Evo 6 or 7, 8, 9s. I will not look at the Evo 10 or Evo X. I do not like it. However, if you guys want to see it, we'll do it. I'll talk shit about the car. Let me know. Tell me in the comment section. Guys, thanks very much. Stay tuned for next week. We are fitting the battery relocation kit. We're moving the battery to the back of the boot. Sometime after that, we are going to be doing the silicon radiator hoses. We're going to move those. Guys, thanks very much, and keep well.